detective thrill me.
Thanks for joining us. We finalised the trilogy, the Strangers trilogy, Jared. And I had a bit of a thought after I watched this. The shit we've fucking subjected ourselves to for this podcast. So that's just, I'm forewarning how this is going to play out. But before I get fucking suitably pissed off in a few minutes, let's talk through what we've been watching. Jared, I watched The Lighthouse. What the fuck's happening there?
Okay.
Yeah.
What? You're not happy with Defoe and Pattinson singing sea shanties after a skin pull?
Jared, there was a fucking interesting atmosphere. And it was kind of, Jared, like, I'm not joking, I wanted to watch more. I was just on the edge of my seat. I wanted to know what the light was about.
Yeah.
But I can't fucking explain what was happening. If I have to see if I have to see Rob Pattinson jerking his dick outside in the fucking what's-he shed with and thinking of fucking mermaids and stuff. I mean, what's that all about?
Art, Adam. It's called art.
I understand what they were doing. Madness.
Yeah.
This is madness.
They were fucking losing their minds.
yeah, they were losing their minds. But it's not entertaining.
I thought it was entertaining.
I was not entertained.
I also, like you, could not tell you a lick. I couldn't make a lick of sense out of it.
So let me put it to you this way, okay? It's well made. It's very well acted. It's got an oppressive atmosphere. I liked it. I liked the atmosphere. But, I'll never watch that movie again. What's the pitch to A24?
Pattinson and Defoe.
Pattinson and Defoe, we're going to make a movie that makes no sense and no one will ever watch again. And A24 goes, brilliant. Get us on board.
Adam, I went to the cinemas and watched it.
What the fuck? you... Oh, Christ. What the fuck were you thinking?
Well...
Did you think it was going to be something different?
I actually had a good time in the cinemas. I came out and was just like, I don't know what I watched, but I kind of enjoyed it. I don't really know why.
No, the enjoyment wasn't there for me, but I'm okay with, making kind of rando... because there's an experimental feel to it.
Where'd he sit on Eggers?
No.
No?
No.
Fuck.
No.
The bloke, for me, the guy is...
Yeah, but I'm not interested. It's the thing.
Did you watch The Northman or Nosferatu?
No, I haven't watched any of these other movies.
Because
I won't be watching it.
The Lighthouse is a bit of an outlier. The Witch has elements of that sort of stuff, but is more sort of down the line.
Nosferatu, I might look at.
Nosferatu was cool. The Northman's all right too. You should check that out.
But the guy,
trust me, The Northman is nothing like The Lighthouse.
Well, it fucking better not be because it better make some sense, Jared.
All right. Well, I'm throwing down the challenge. I'm throwing a coin, Adam.
Northman. Where will I find it? Will I have to travel to San Francisco?
No. Fuck, I think I might have it on disc.
I don't want to be using your dirty old discs. For fuck's sake.
That is a clean Blu-ray that's been watched.
I will say this, Jared. It's been watched one time.
yeah, as new condition.
You know what? I got an absolutely fucking rollicking laugh in the early minutes.
Mm.
They both come in off the ship. There's no talking. It's all atmosphere. We're getting the feel for the lighthouse and that.
Yeah.
They come into their bunkhouse. Pattinson sits down on his bed. And in between the two beds, there's a pillar. And then you just see Defoe's ass poke out and go,
brilliant. So after mentioning that, are you qualified to be running down Robert Eggers on the podcast?
Fucking laughing. And then Defoe fucking mumbles some shit, wanders back towards camera and then cocks the leg again and goes,
I actually want to go back and watch The Witch, but I think, I reckon you should watch The Northman and Nosferatu because Nosferatu's got touches of the same sort of stuff.
Okay, let me ask you.
They're very different.
I've got one question.
Yeah.
Are they coherent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, all right. Okay.
The lighthouse is sort of an outlier in that
Is that
sense.
right?
Yeah.
Fucking incoherent.
It's definitely out there. Eggers might have been on something. He's making
What would you say he was on?
Well, it's one of those ones where you kind of see visions and shit. I don't know, he might have been drinking a lot of absinthe or something
Peyote.
like that.
Fucking take his peyote out in the fucking desert somewhere. Yeah. Again.
Possibly. But I would recommend-
A24. When you tell them that I'll make you a movie that doesn't make any sense, no one wants to watch, A24 goes,
say bingo. It's exactly what we're looking
exactly
for.
what we're looking for. Okay, I threw in Alligator 2, the mutation. Fucking rubbish.
Glad to hear that because I'm sniffing around the double pack Blu-ray.
Give it
Sorry,
a watch.
the 4K. The 4K.
Jared, give it a watch. Give it a watch. Like, it's stupid, but it's fucking entertainingly stupid.
No, of course.
Of course. I love the fact they try and make the alligator look quick. Nah. Go on, guys. It's not moving that quick.
Yeah.
I watched The Life of Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Had you read it prior?
No. And I liked it. It's more life-affirming. It's King, going away from the horror route. And I thought it was an interesting concept, a kind of 3-act structure that's going backwards. It was kind of cool.
Just throwing it out there, Stephen. You don't have much time left. We need a couple of horrors before you take your leave, my friend.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind fucking The Lighthouse by Stephen King. No. I can tell you that now.
As much as I probably will enjoy The Life of Chuck, let's get another It or something like that on the board before
do something.
Before you tip your cap and wander off.
Stephen, get fucking nasty again.
Yeah.
Give us something nasty.
Just one more time.
Yeah, one more time. I believe Netflix is sniffing around a Cujo remake.
Don't need it. Got the Kino Lorber 4K.
With the guy dressed in a suit. That's fucking perfect.
What do you need?
Well, we need a fucking actual thing that
Well,
looks like
Adam,
a dog.
I have no faith in Netflix to be the ones to bring that to the table.
I see. See, they've ripped out a series of Man on Fire. I
Yes, they have.
Yeah, I'll sniff around. See how it goes.
With this cross promotion, I found that out on a WWE episode.
Shit.
I think it might have been Raw,
Holy fuck.
possibly WrestleMania. I can't remember.
That's where I get all my fucking information. I certainly know a fair bit about
Trust
fucking...
me, Adam. That's where I find out everything about what's coming out on Netflix.
Or you find out that the Hulk Hogan doco's on.
40 minutes worth of finding out that the
Have
Hulk
you
Hogan
watched that
doco
yet?
was on. Not yet.
All right. I then
I'll be
followed
honest.
up with a comedy, a sort of a bawdy comedy, a women's version of the bawdy comedy called Rough Night. Pretty fucking average. It just proves that, look, if it's
is that
Scarlett Johansson, Kate McKinnon,
Yeah.
it just
Kate
proves...
McKinnon doing a Johnny Lithgow type Australian accent? Was that one?
up and down.
Okay.
Up and down, her Aussie accent. The only good part is the fucking next door neighbours played by Demi Moore and Ty Burrell, who are, of course, fucking swingers who are into all sorts of shit. They keep rocking up every time they come out of the house and go, ooh, what are you guys up to? And they're dressed in like fucking tight budgie smugglers and shit like that. That stuff's pretty funny. And the last one, speaking of Australian accents, I watched Apex.
Ooh, okay. That is next on my to-watch list.
Apex is not bad.
Okay.
It just lacks a little bit of like that tenseness that I feel like really would have put it over the top because it's very well made. It's not your typical Netflix sort of picture that's sort of explaining everything to you and that kind of shit. So it seems like they've actually found a decent script and gone with it. Taron Egerton's Australian accent is fucking excellent. Is almost spot on, and what they do is they wisely say that he was born in England.
Yes.
And so any slip-ups, you can let it go.
Yep.
Charlize Theron, as always, solid, tough sort of lead. But there's just something missing. Like the tense, I was expecting fucking super tense, and it just doesn't quite get there.
Yeah.
Which is a slight disappointment, because I'd been looking forward to it. And, of course, the fucking vistas of Ginninderra Falls
Magnificent.
look fucking magnificent.
As always. Yeah, no, like watching the trailers and clips of it, I was like, I don't want to watch it because it's Netflix original. I have a bit of a sort of grudge, you could call, at the moment. But both of those, like Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton, both looked excellent. just in the trailers and shit.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
kind of like
definitely there.
it's one of those ones where I'd say it's close, but just not quite there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of disappointing that it's not quite there.
It's a little bit of a problem that the tensest thing I've watched on Netflix is fucking Alex Honnold scaling a building. Talk about arsehole
Yeah, but
tightening.
that was fucking legit. That guy could fucking die. So,
I know.
In real time.
Yeah. And that bloke gets, I mean, I get more stressed in minimal traffic than Alex Honnold gets while he's fucking risking his
climbing
life.
fucking shit that he shouldn't be.
Yeah. I get stuck behind one car and I'm fucking banging steering wheels. That guy is hanging off by a thread and going, I just got to stop and fucking clean my shoes. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, right. I think you should get off. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
So yeah, Apex, I liked it, but it's also nothing we haven't seen.
3 out of 5 kind of range?
Yeah, roughly in that middle range. It just doesn't quite go
Not
over
quite
the top.
Snake Eyes.
It
Not
would just,
quite.
no, it's not Snake Eyes. It never quite gets there,
Yeah.
which was really disappointing.
Yep.
Because I'm thinking you put Charlize Theron in that position and put her up against someone like that who's out of his fucking mind. It would have made for interesting shit, I reckon. But they just never quite get there.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be the writing too. It's not quite there. Again, it was the first draft and Netflix said, sold.
Here's $3 million.
How about some, I'll give you 4 dialogue polishes. No, let's not worry about that, mate. We'll be fine.
Well, no one's going to be fucking watching the screen anyway. Just, just hope that they'll be on their phone for this portion and they won't notice that the dialogue's rubbish.
And that was it for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, first off, I had to make a clean break from Police Academy for just a brief stretch. I needed to take some leave from the academy for a weekend or two.
I can't believe you still got 6 and 7 to watch. 6 and 7. I can see why you're taking a break because those two are shocking.
Look, 5 was already showing the signs of wear and tear. Let me tell you that much.
That was Miami Beach, though.
It was.
Because Gutenberg had jumped ship come 5.
Yeah.
You know things are fucking bad if Gutenberg's career was starting to go down the toilet.
Gutenberg, who was hanging on for 4 when number 1 was a mid-tier hit.
I know. But you know what?
He was clinging for dear life.
Let me just put this to you about Gutenberg. He owned the 1980s. Look at it. Short Circuit, Cocoon, Police Academy, 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah.
All in that period.
He was on a
Then
heater.
he had multiple sequels.
Yes.
He was on a fucking heater.
Yeah.
Those movies were making money.
And look, the guy probably made enough in the 80s to live comfortably for the rest of his days.
Yes. But you would not say any of them were great movies.
No.
Cocoon's pretty
Cocoon's
good.
all
And I
right.
always had a bit of time for 3 Men and a Baby.
I watched High Spirits recently.
Fuck. Did you?
I did.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Suspiciously that
Probably
never
not
came
at the
up.
top of his list. Top of his favourites list. I think it did come up.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Adam, I exited the academy
And where'd you go?
head first into Balls Up. What a disgrace. Amazon should be ashamed of themselves. Further confirmation that Mark Wahlberg does not bother to read scripts currently.
Jesus Christ, no.
And you know what? I thought Wahlberg was not I've kind of come to dislike him in some parts. He wasn't.
He's perfectly
unlikable
fine.
in this. He was perfectly fine. He got a couple of laughs, but good Lord. Nobody was there a story?
No.
There wasn't even a story in this thing.
No, there wasn't. It was a kind of cobbled together crap. That
It was cobbled together.
This
crap.
is why streaming's fucking starting to shit people off.
It was like here's a premise, and when initially I'm like, okay, well, it's not super strong, but I can get I can see where there might be some laughs here, and then for 80 minutes, I'm like, where's the story here? What are we doing?
There was no story.
There's no story. I did get a few giggles out of Sacha Baron Cohen's buffoonery.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But all in all, good God.
Yeah, rubbish. Fucking rubbish.
Well, somebody needs to watch it at Amazon
And go.
and call for a fucking review or a.
Yeah, there should be a royal commission. Shit.
Guys, we need to stop.
Jared.
And we need to look at what we're doing here.
Yeah. What are we purchasing?
Because the thing for me is those guys are now in charge of things like James Bond, RoboCop.
Fuck.
Like,
I cannot wait to see James Bond deep throating a fucking cock and balls full of condom. Condom full of fucking coke.
I have grave concerns about the next James Bond movie if these are the guys that are in charge of it.
No, I like you can just see that this is just a fucking random idea.
Yeah.
And then let's just make a movie.
But here's the other thing. This is the other thing that's concerning me is it doesn't seem necessarily just like the filmmakers. Like when Adam Sandler tied up with Netflix, we knew what to expect.
Yeah.
We pretty much got that. But then you've got all these other people tied up with Netflix and Amazon and stuff like that. But it's all coming out kind of the same with the same sort of issues and not necessarily things that the filmmakers have had through their careers. It's all sort of stuff like, all right, well, now we can kind of sniff that it's an Amazon or a Netflix.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily hallmarks of the filmmakers that are working with it.
No.
So I'm fucking concerned.
Very
the next
concerned.
James Bond might kill the fucking series.
Fucking hell. Daniel Craig was right to jump ship when he did.
He was ready. He was right to make the call. I went into The Mummy Returns.
Oh, yes.
First time I've watched it since, because I recall seeing the original Mummy quite a few times. I think this might be the second time I've watched The Mummy Returns.
Oded Fair. How did he go?
Fair was better.
Better?
I'll tell you what was not better was the effects.
Yeah, that was worse.
Fuck me. Obviously, we know the Scorpion King coming out and all that sort of stuff, but the entire slate of effects took a huge dive.
What happened?
From the first one?
It wasn't. Was it still
I read
ILM?
into it a little bit, and there was something about it. There was like a time crunch that I think they might have changed hands to the effects, but they had something like 8 weeks to fucking knock it over.
8 weeks
or something like that. It's in the trivia on IMDb.
A big blockbuster like that,
and it shows in almost every effect.
Fucking
like
hell.
a huge downgrade from the first one, because we spoke about that first one
being pretty good.
Yeah, there was things that didn't hold up great, but overall pretty impressive for the time. This was I think it was 3 years later or 4 years later or something. It's a fucking disaster.
Jesus Christ.
And it's all in all, it's just a little bit lacking on all fronts. The chemistry between the three leads is sort of just not there. Mainly, I think, because the story's not quite up to it.
Yeah.
All in all, not so great. And I think I've got 3 days before I cancel binge to watch the last one.
The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Yeah. I did then go to watch Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Oh, yes.
In cinemas.
How was it?
Look, I didn't hate it. It's got some creepy work from the kid and holding him in the house and that sort of thing. Problem is, it's not really tied to The Mummy. I can very much see what people are talking about, saying you've basically done. Like, I looked at it and I came out with the guy that I watched it with, and we basically both kind of said, yeah, it's a possession movie in the guise of The Mummy. And they don't really go too deep into the mummy aspects of it, other than, no, there's a fucking sarcophagus and some wrapping and shit like that.
That's it.
That's about it. That's about as much as you get from The Mummy, and the location. They're living in
Egypt or Cairo or something.
I think it's Cairo. Yeah, I can't remember exactly. Aside from that, like, if you take that out of it, it's a decent little sort of possession flick. But it falls apart for me from where you just look at it and you're like, she wouldn't be at home. She would be.
Yeah.
You're not bringing her home with this shit that's going on. You're like, we're not equipped to handle this.
Yeah.
And number one, she's up the fucking stairs. Doesn't work in this kind of situation. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where you look at it and you're like, you hate to be nitpicky, but at every turn you're going, she's not going to be at home.
Yeah.
And when the doctor's like, oh, yeah, she could do with some getting back home to really sort of break her out of this, it's like, no. Nobody at home's equipped, especially grandma.
Guess what? I'm not a doctor.
Exactly. So it all falls
So
apart on that. You can't help but watch it, and every time something happens, you're like,
shouldn't be there. Should be in a fucking straitjacket somewhere.
When is somebody on the phone?
Yeah.
When somebody on the phone to the local facility saying, need some assistance here because we're not equipped for this. So that was the big downfall. A little bit of a surprise. I went to watch Beast. Beast. It is a MMA movie.
Oh, with Daniel
Rusty Crowe
and Daniel
McPherson in the lead. The fella, what's his name? Bren Foster, he's done some acting work, but I believe he's a legit sort of martial artist and did one, I can't remember what it's called. It's called Fight to Live or Life for Fighting or something like that was on Netflix and things like that for a little bit. And I'll probably dig it up after this one, but bit of a surprise. It was pretty solid.
Was this in the cinema?
It was in the cinema, yeah. So it was just kind of a random trip where me and our mate Maddie got together.
Saw Beast and went.
Well, there was a couple of things on the slate. I said I've seen The Mummy. Project Hail Mary was 2.5, and we were going at like 9:30.
2.5.
So here was Beast.
You two would have been fucking cracking out the Zeds. I suggest halfway through Project Hail Mary.
After 10 minutes. I'm keen as to see Project Hail Mary, but when I saw 2.5 and 9:30 start time, I said,
so
we don't live in that world anymore. We do not live in that world anymore.
Beast was a winner, though.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Rusty just brought enough of the like. It's got all the cliches. It's got all the cliches, and it's got all the kind of, when you look at some of the later Rocky pictures, and you talk about the stuff that is, can lean towards a little bit cringe. Yeah. It's got a bit of that, but it just has enough. Plays it with enough heart and enough kind of just touches that you expect from Australians doing this shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you think Mickey in Rocky telling the bloke, get the fuck out of here or fuck off or something like that, that's what Rusty is.
Oh, okay.
He's the kind of Mickey. And Amy Shark is actually pretty good.
Shark.
She's Rusty's daughter. I was kind of looking at her in the first few scenes. I was like, oh, you can tell she's not an actor. She warms to it and starts to pull out a decent performance. Daniel McPherson is really solid. There's a handful of performances that I was not sold on, but all in all, did the job.
We were
by the time we
you were punched in the air.
By the time we headed down the stretch, we were all in. So I would say if you happen to sort of stumble across a session of Beast, you probably won't be too upset.
Okay.
After that, I mentioned this to you, Adam. This is the last one I've got. But I have been searching for this thing for years. Sasquatch from Hulu. And I'm not talking about the actual Sasquatch.
Yeah. Everyone's been searching for it for years.
Been searching for that for decades. It was the 3-part doco series about the fucking.
Yes. You told me about there was people going missing.
Yes, it's set in California in dope growing country up in the mountains where there is a legitimate history of Sasquatch sightings and shit like that. Where the whole premise of the show is that there was this case where 3 dope farmers were killed, and this investigative reporter at the time was on one of the fucking dope farms and had these people come into the place where he was staying and kind of recount the story like it had just happened and kind of saying these guys were fucking torn apart and it was Sasquatch. So he kind of takes this and he's like, I want to find out what happened. It lays it out really well. It kind of starts with the history of what it is and says, all right, well, let's pick it apart. Sasquatch starts to dig a little bit into that. The dope growing history of the region digs in a little bit into that and then kind of follows him on the investigation. So it plays it from a really sort of smart angle.
Yeah.
And
let me guess.
Let's not. I don't even think we need to say spoilers because we sort of start to sort of put together the Sasquatch may not be guilty in this particular case.
So they were not killed by a mythical creature. Is that what
Probably not. There was no unicorn shit found in the vicinity or anything. But yeah, it plays it from I think it comes from a really smart angle. And it was produced by the Duplass brothers, which I think. I haven't loved everything that they've done, but they're pretty crafty sort of tradesmen in what they go about and how they make things. And all in all, it was a pretty engaging watch. But it's another one of these ones where it's like they've decided we're going to make the doco before they get to an end point.
Right. So the ending is kind of...
So the ending's sort of like
rubbish.
You just tack something on. You know, I look at the days of stuff like Paradise Lost, stuff like The Thin Blue Line, even something like Hoop Dreams, where people have just sort of... They may have started with the idea that this might make a great doco someday, but just stumble into absolute gold.
Yeah.
And you've got a real, you've got real sort of solid story arcs throughout. It seems like everyone's still, and Netflix is right at the forefront of this, but it seems like everyone's at we've got to have the next one of these. And so we'll put it together before we've got an ending. Like not knowing where it's going to end. And so you get to the ending and you're like, well, you came up with nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's pretty standard for a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I must say, I was kind of expecting that to be the case.
But he's just. I just want to put this out there, even to the Sasquatch believers out there, the community,
cryptozoology community.
Yeah. Why is it someone is ripped apart in the forest, and you immediately think Sasquatch when bears live in the forest?
They actually dig into that.
Yeah,
they actually do go into that a little bit, which is.
Well, that's
interesting.
Good.
And they do talk about things like the shit that was going on, the force of it all, they talk about how it was in a region where it's like, okay, well, we expect people to be fucking killed. We expect people to be shot up. But they're like, nothing was taken. The dope wasn't taken. This wasn't taken. So it wasn't a rip, was the way they described it. So they do actually engage with that a little bit, which is where this is better than some of the stuff that I've watched based around, like,
recent stuff like you've watched, which is
Bigfoot took it.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
I watched 10 minutes and I knew Bigfoot didn't take it.
No, you didn't. Yeah, it was the fucking creepy motherfucker who was with her.
Yeah. And it kind of annoys me because I think I spoke to you about Alaskan killer Bigfoot or whatever, which again has a really fucking interesting backstory, but they just layer just shit on top of it and layer so many scenes of... I'm just gonna point the camera out in the forest and then give it a, what was that? To the cameraman, did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, we better go and check this out. Oh shit, we got to get out of the woods now. And like that just happens constantly. And they decide to put 8 episodes when you're like, just give me 90 minutes of the history of this and a few talking heads, and that would be a fantastic little doco.
Yeah, well, it'd be watchable.
Yeah, so that was the last one I got onto.
All right. Let's take a break, Jared.
It's going to be a long break.
It is a
long break. We'll be back in half an hour.
It's The Strangers, Chapter 3.
You killed her. Why?
There have to be a why.
There are people around you with darkness in their hearts, capable of such evil.
Kill her.
Chapter 3, rated R, only in theaters, February 6th. Get tickets now.
The Strangers, Chapter 3 from 2026, directed by Rennie Harlan, who directed The Strangers Chapters 1 and 2. It's produced by Madeline Pesh, Courtney Solomon, who did American Haunting, Gary Raskin, who produced Fat Man, Christopher Milburn, who produced Unhinged, Charlie Dombrek, who produced Escape Plan 2, Hades, Mark Canton, who produced Red Sonja, and Alistair Burlingham, who produced Moonfall. It's written by Alan R. Cohen and Alan Friedland, who both wrote Due Date, and it's based on characters created by Brian Bertino. It stars Madeline Pesh as Maya, Richard Brake as Sheriff Rotter, and Hannah Galloway as Claire. The budget was $8.5 million. The worldwide box office was 10. And according to IMDb, many reshoots had to be done due to the negative backlash on the previous films. What about the backlash on this? Because you're about to fucking hear about it.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Righto, Jared. Well, what did you think? Considering this is wrapping up a 3-picture deal.
Which I wish I hadn't fucking signed at this point. It's just fucking empty. The entire movie is just empty of anything. Like, at this point, I was kind of expecting that we might be sort of let down by where the story was going because we'd sat through 2 out of the 3 and we're not really seeing anything worth sticking around for. But even then, I just felt like there was even less than I expected somehow. Less chances taken. And this is where I think maybe you should have just not bothered to reshoot it. Maybe you should have just said, fuck, we've done it now. And whatever will be, will be. Because I don't think it would have impacted your box office. It couldn't have been fucking worse than what came out. So part of me thinks you should have just stuck to your guns. And from what I've heard about what's come out of some of that, it probably would have been better. Because this one just sort of, I don't know, I feel similar to, I got a similar feeling to when I bought a few NFTs, Adam. I was sold a bill of goods. I feel I wasn't delivered.
Yeah. I feel like I ordered something on Temu.
No. Well, if you ordered it on Temu, you feel like you ordered it on Amazon and it got delivered from Temu.
It's like Temu made a movie, like a horror movie, and this is kind of what we got.
It's just completely empty. All the promises that they put out there, you can see hints of what they seem to have been anticipating that where it was going to end up, but everything is just left and not addressed. So I ended up at a 1 out of 5. I was thoroughly disappointed. When the credits started rolling, I wanted to headbutt Rennie.
I know.
And I'm not a violent man.
I know.
I'm not a violent man.
I know. And yeah, like slow, boring, anticlimactic. Just a waste of celluloid, if I'm honest. Well,
can you waste digital assets?
Well, obviously you can.
Can you waste an SD card when you can delete what's on it?
Has fucking found a way to waste digital film with this. The other films were shockingly bad, but this is the worst.
Yeah.
Like, how can you get worse than what you've already produced, which I would have said were both 1-star pictures?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is half a star. It's so bad, Jared, and it meanders along. Nothing happens. We have long stretches of like nobody talking, basically static camera shots that go on forever.
It feels like stretches of like half an hour where Madeline Patch doesn't talk. Yeah.
Like there's barely any fucking dialogue in the movie. So how are you explaining anything?
Was that the reshoots where they thought, fuck, everyone hates the dialogue, so just reshoot this scene with nobody talking?
None of you talk. But on top of all that, Jared, they kind of give some, look, this is what happened.
Yeah.
But we knew this. Like, you cannot fucking tell me. You cannot tell me, and I'm going to say, I don't even want to say spoiler alert, but I'm going to say it.
We're putting it out there because we're going to talk about all of it.
Fuck oath. Spoiler alert. That you didn't work out that fucking the sheriff was involved from fucking minute 1?
Yeah. If you want that to be any sort of mystery, don't cast Richard Brake.
Exactly.
That prick cannot play it clean.
And secondly, we're then supposed to work out who the guy in the hood is.
Yeah.
Well, there are no other suspects.
Yeah.
There's only one option.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do you think you're trying to do?
I need to know. I need a face-to-face with Rennie.
Shit.
I think I just said to you, I need a face-to-face with Rennie, and the only way I think it's going to come out is me attacking him to try to retrieve his SAG card from wherever it is.
Yeah, I leap out of the bushes.
I don't want money. I don't want your card. I don't want your
Is the SAG
phone.
card actually
Hand over your card.
Is it an actual card? Because it might be in his wallet.
Yeah.
So
give me your wallet.
Yeah,
I'll
me
give
your
it back
wallet.
once I retrieve the card. And look, Ranny,
the problem is, Rennie's
you'll
just
probably
made a
kick my
shark
ass.
picture, Jared.
You'll
So I'm
probably
back.
kick my ass, but while I'm in a bloody heap, I'll be hanging onto your leg going,
Give me that card.
leave the card
Yeah.
or this continues.
Yeah.
I'm going to haunt you until you rip that shit
Don't
up.
think that I haven't got the resolve to follow you around.
But then you mentioned that his next picture is currently sitting at 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It is.
So I said to you, it might be one of those situations where you have a stink on a Saturday and then on Sunday morning you
We say,
cap
look.
in hand saying, I apologise.
It was the grog.
I can't be sure whether that...
Similar to Willem Dafoe and James Pattinson in the Lighthouse, who fucking punch and gouge each other all night.
So,
and then
yeah.
wake up going,
I might be talking to Rennie again tomorrow and saying, all right, sorry,
look.
here's your SAG card back. I did rip it up, but I've sticky taped it back together.
No.
And you can have it
No,
back.
I still take his card after these because these three movies are a fucking debacle.
Yeah.
And the fact that you know what though, Jared? It's a success financially.
Oh, financially it is.
So they spent $25 million on budget.
But see, this is
And
why
made
you
80
should have
million.
this is why you should have just stuck. The
Yeah.
response to the first one was bad. So you're like, well, we can't go any worse. But they decided, we've got to tinker. It's like,
Yeah, we can.
Well, fuck, we already knew that the box office was going to dip to part 2. And to fix part 2, you would have had to be fucking Harry Houdini to whip that together.
Jesus Christ.
So you knew it was going to kind of dip all the way through. You should have just said, fuck it, don't spend any more, and we take what...
is not getting out of that fucking box. And
no.
if it was, if he was,
Yeah.
if two
Part
was a
2
box,
would have been Houdini's last trick.
exactly, he dies. He's
So
dead.
I think they should have just said, don't spend any more because we'll probably spend and then only recoup that if it improves anyway because it's already in the shit. Just pick and stick and say we'll take because we're already going to make money.
Yeah.
So I think they made a mistake.
So at the
and
end
I
of the
actually
day,
feel
it's
like
a success.
Yeah.
So this is why Rennie continues to get work.
Yep.
Because this, you know what this is? This is a gun for hire.
Look, it was a smart business play.
Yeah.
Like we'll sell the 3 pictures, we'll shoot them all together in where was it? Not Bolivia. It was somewhere else.
Afghanistan.
He shot it in the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, fuck off. He couldn't get in there.
But they've put it together knowing that this was I wish that's where it was shot after watching it. Sorry,
Yeah, 'cause it
we promised 3 pictures and we can only get a 10-minute short together.
Yeah. They wouldn't have been able to be shipped to fucking cinemas.
That would have been a better result. Yeah, but I think it was a smart play. Part of me still wishes it would have worked out a little better because they shot.
Is this a shit show, Jared?
It's a shit show. It's 100% a shit show. Where it ended up was a disgrace, and I think from everything I read, you should have just stuck with the chances you were going to take because there was talk of two more strangers, 2 more masks.
But this is the
There
thing,
was
Jared.
all this talk of what.
Why are you making fucking changes to movies that cost $8 million a pop?
Yeah, you should have
Who
just
gives a
stuck with
shit?
it and just said, "Fuck." We've gone with a vision. It hasn't started out with a promising sort of response
Yeah.
But
We
we're not
started
gonna
with a
spend
vision,
any more money
it's
on it.
partially fucking blind.
because. Correct me if I'm wrong. They made enough off the first one.
Yeah, 50
to
mil.
say we sit on this and we've made money.
Yes.
So just whatever happens in the second 2, we'll take it.
Like
I think that's what they should have done.
tinkering.
Yeah,
Stupid.
Yeah, we'll get into it. There's a few parts where it seems
I can
obvious.
guarantee you, whatever they did, it would have still been a 1-star picture. But now you made a 1/2-star movie.
Yeah,
So
well,
what did you fucking do?
you might have gained a 1/2 star somewhere. In there.
Somewhere. Okay.
If you had some dialogue
Jared,
in the movie.
likes. I got 2.
Okay.
We open with a reasonably nice stripped back version of Sounds of Silence. Open the picture.
Yep.
And then we get one jump scare that actually got me. When Dollface appears next to the girl in the bathroom.
Yeah.
at the start.
Well, my
Loud
only
clap
Yeah.
and fucking, hey, got me.
Hey, look out.
Yeah.
That's because you were falling asleep already, wasn't it?
Yeah,
My only like was the start of the movie with the motel, which I believe was reshoots.
yeah, but even then, I mean, I've got some shit to say about that in the dislikes. But
I kind of liked looking at it from a sense of, okay, it's the same stuff. We're just applying it to a different location. The location looks all right. We got, as you said, we got at least one decent moment out of that.
One decent jump scare.
And so I was sort of looking at it going, well, we sort of expected something like this, but I didn't mind where it was.
But I preferred the way he shot the first one in the first movie. In this, he just did the exact same fucking thing, and it was just boring. Like, this is the problem. Rennie used to, sometimes I put my fingers on my chin, Jared, and I look up to the sky and I think about back when Rennie was was a reasonable purveyor of film.
Just like at random points in the day?
Yeah, sometimes I go, geez.
When you're walking the dog, you stop. And,
remember when Rennie Harlan used to know how to make
When Rennie
movies?
Harlan could lens a film?
I'm not joking. The guy could lens a picture back in the day.
Well, I think that's the disappointing part is there's still hints of it in this stuff. There's still hints of it in terms of what it looks like.
This is not his bag, in my opinion. He should steer clear of this kind of stuff.
But like when I looked at the stuff like in the motel, I was like, it kind of looks like the first Strangers movie. It sort of looks. When I look at, and I'm not talking about how he tries to ratchet up any tension or anything, because I think beyond that part, that
there's
is
zero.
It's fucking barren for the rest of the picture. But there is points where I look at it and I'm like, if there was tension and stuff in this scene, it looks like what you want.
Yeah, okay. Look,
the colours on there, and
but Rennie, again. Remember when Rennie used to be able to lens the picture, Jared?
Look, I'm trying to be kind to the bloke.
I'm talking about fucking.
Before I launch an all-out attack on his SAG on his SAG status.
After his SAG card too, but look, nobody can tell me that Die Hard 2 is not a fucking great movie.
Oh, I love Die Hard 2.
And love it. Well fucking directed.
Yeah.
Really well directed, right? Or even Elm Street 4. Shocking film, but got style.
No, but see, I was thinking about this earlier today. Like, I love to bag parts of Elm Street 4, but I've watched that movie many more times than I've watched a lot of other movies. And we love the Elm Street series, so it's kind of one of those ones where we're like, we love to rip the bad stuff about it, but we still go back to it because it's part of something that we really enjoy. But
Cliffhanger.
Good movie.
Long Kiss Goodnight. Now, let me tell you what the fucking through line through all that is. They're action movies.
Yeah.
This is not an action movie. Hence, vis-a-vis, Jared, Rennie does not understand tension and suspense. He has no fucking concept of that.
So do we need to establish some sort of, it's like getting your driver's license. Do you need to turn up at some sort of, turn up at some sort of institute and sort of tell us, all right, Rennie, have a look at this film that's up on the board here. It's a horror film. You know, can you see this and that and whatever? Run him through. Does he have to sort of qualify to direct a horror film?
Look, I see.
Based on this, fucking oath he does. But
yeah, he needs to get licensed to make film.
Yeah.
The only other like I had is when she finally comes across the sheriff down in the bunker, she does not hesitate to shoot the cunt. And I was like,
there's no back and forth.
Absolutely, you should have. I mean, don't even fucking.
She looks at him. She says, "I've watched you for 2.5 movies, you silly cunt."
Yeah, and also,
I've had enough.
I'm getting to the dislikes when he talks to her in the car. I mean, that's when you know he's up to his eyeballs in it because he looks at her and he goes, makes some sort of fucking comment, and then he kind of just goes, Yeah.
But you know from the time that he was cast in the picture.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, Ricky Brake he's got a track record. He's the fucking Night King. He's in Rob Zombie movies.
He's a fucking scumbag looking guy. Like,
if I'd never seen Richard Brake before and he showed up, I'd look at him and say, and that's why he gets roles in those types of, in those types of things. That's why he gets placed in those parts.
Don't tell me when he turns up in his sheriff's uniform, you don't say, you're on the fucking take.
100%.
Like something's wrong.
And so I don't know whether that was, like, I look at it and I say, Rennie knows this. So did he want us to know that Richard Brake was 100% in on it? Because that's the only thing I can take from it.
But there's no...
They're not that stupid, surely, Adam.
No, they can't be, but this is the thing.
Surely they wanted us to know at least he is in on it.
You must have, because there was no surprise.
No, of course not.
There was not a surprise to be found.
No.
So they must have assumed.
That's the only thing I could land on. I'm like, you cannot make a movie and put Richard Brake in there.
Looks like a villain.
And think there's going to be any mystery element to that. Because you've just hired a guy who's never played anything but villains. So I honestly...
Recently been in Rob Zombie films.
I honestly gave Rennie a pass for that because I'm like, okay, well, he just wanted us to look at Richard Brake and say, well, at least one of the townspeople's in on it. Am I wrong on that?
Let's get into the dislikes.
I thought we'd already started.
Okay, the dislikes. Legit.
The minute we started talking about the movie,
Rennie has mistaken long, lingering shots where nothing happens as a way of like, look at the tension. Something might come out here.
It's like he's got a fucking hockey strap and he's just... Okay, just sit there for 10 minutes and it's just ratchet.
But there's nothing. Like, it's soulless, Rennie. Like this
terrible.
isn't how you build suspense. It's not.
Was it worse in this than the previous?
Yeah, it was worse than this for me. I mean, admittedly, I haven't seen 1 and 2 in a while. If I remember rightly, 1 had a little bit more get up and go in it. There was more happening in
just
1.
a little bit, yeah, because it's that was the one where they're just like, okay, well, we're just going to shoot it like the original one.
Yeah, exactly.
These people, as much as I disliked the first one, at least there was something happening.
Yes. Part 2, nothing happens. Part 3, even less happens. How the fuck do you manage that? How do you take less?
It's pretty impressive. It's pretty fucking impressive in some ways.
Pacing is just glacial. It's 90 minutes. It feels like fucking 900 minutes.
Oh, man. Yeah, it did.
I thought it was never going to end. I thought I was going to be stuck in like a time loop where all I did was watch this movie.
Adam, I hired this with a 48-hour window.
I was concerned I was going to get there.
I finished it with an hour and a half on that window. Because it took me a couple of tries to really get through it.
I watched it in one sitting. Holy shit!
I did. So I went back. There was points on the first night. Basically, the first night I got 15 minutes in, and it was just like, I'm done. I was fucking falling asleep. So I went back the second night and started from the start.
Yeah.
And the third time, I think I got about halfway through, and I had to come back. And I couldn't restart because I didn't have the time left to restart by the time I got to it. I didn't think so. Yeah, I did. I watched it in 2 sittings.
You know what? The movie kind of fucking staggers around like a drunken fucking asshole who's just come home from the nightclubs at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, it staggers around like fucking Joe Hallenbeck.
You know what?
At breakfast time.
I'm going to double with some fucking Joe Hallenbeck in this movie, for fuck's sake. But you're right. It staggers around like a fucking drunken idiot, dawdling from like flashback to flashback.
I was begging for a Brian James to come in and start remonstrating about it all just to have something to fucking sink my teeth into.
Telling fucking Thomas Hardy, shut the fuck up.
That's what I really needed.
I need to be woken up by that.
Yeah.
So the pacing is a real problem.
Yes.
I reckon they didn't have that much footage left, so they were just like cram it all in there.
Yeah.
Cram everything you've got.
Yep.
Although I understand that the fucking sheriff's been covering up murders in Venus.
Of course he has.
Fucking 50
Look at his face. Of course he has.
For like 35 years or something.
Yeah.
25 years. His son was like 10 when he was started this shit, so...
Yeah, Richard Brake looks about 80.
Brake's been fucking covering up murders for 25 years.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was, I mean, are you sure no other law enforcement agency's gone, we've got all these missing people and they always seem to be disappearing in the Venus area.
Adam, this is not the first time somebody's sister's gone, yeah, my sister went to Venus and hasn't come back. It's not the first time.
Yeah.
And when you then kill the sister, other people are coming.
Yeah, because maybe the FBI starts going, there's like 400 missing people and they're all around this place.
Yep.
But not a fucking mention of that.
Not a mention. And it's one of those things where it's...
But then
we've spoken about this so many times. It's the suspension of disbelief, but as we've said over and over and over, if you stretch that too far, you can't stop thinking about it.
But also, Jared, and this town's sheriff's a fucking lunatic. Oh, yeah, that's right. And his lunatic son was in trouble not long ago.
Adam, put it this way.
Join
if
the
I
dots,
live,
fuck sticks.
No, well, if I happen to live in small town where the population seems to be about 50, but we've got 100 missing persons every year.
Something's wrong.
There's people to answer to and they come knocking at my door, and even if they don't solve any cases, they go, listen, there's going to be a change in leadership because whatever you're doing is not working, mate. So pack your shit because we got Joe Blow from out of town. We got Joe Blow from New York ready to come in here and clean up this town.
Take your fucking loose unit son with you.
Yeah. That's the part when, like you said, like there's the whole thing about, well, people have families that'll be tracking this, but there's also, like, Richard Brake is not the head of the police.
No.
Everywhere.
He's
got a boss.
He's got a boss, but also...
He's got a boss who says, you are the worst fucking sheriff that has ever existed.
How are these investigations going? Okay, you've done nothing. Is that right?
Yeah.
So right, you're out.
It's time for our yearly review. We've got 125 missing persons. We've got 0 solves on these cases.
Yeah, strike rate.
Can you see how I need to make a change here? Can you understand?
Surely.
When I say pack your shit.
Surely you can understand my predicament, Richard. And that is, you should not be.
Yeah, because I also have a boss and he's up my ass about this one particular location.
But also, you stop at the diner to get a meal and everyone fucking stops and stares at you. I mean, that's enough for me to go, something's not right here.
No, yeah.
I'll take my fucking apple pie to go. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Madeline Pesh was the best thing about the fucking first 2 movies, in my opinion. And you basically
disagree on the first because I think everyone came out of that stinking. But the second one, definitely. She was the only thing that showed a bit of.
So why do you
sparkle.
fucking then just basically just give her absolutely nothing to do and nothing to say?
Nothing to say.
Fuck me.
I need a word count because I reckon she's pretty
Less
low.
than the Terminator. I tell you now.
Yeah, probably.
I reckon 100 words.
It'd be fucking close. Actually, if you remove the scene at the end.
But even then, she barely speaks.
She barely speaks in that one, but if you remove that scene at the end, it's going to be incredibly low, surely.
I mean, you know what it's like? It's like fucking benching one of your starters.
Yeah.
You're saying, don't worry about tonight. You can take a night off.
You walk into a game where all you need is shooting and your best shooter, you fucking say, well, you're going to sit on the bench for 46 to 48.
Or it's like trading away a superstar for fucking nothing.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's baffling. It's actually baffling to watch and have it Because as you said, like I came out of the second one and she was the only thing I was positive on.
Yeah. There's
And
no
so I watched
arc.
this and
There's
then she's
nothing.
not given anything to do.
There's
at
no
all.
arc, Jared. It's almost like the end is like the payoff. They're trying to tell us the arc is this. She's started here and ended up like, basically becoming a murderer, essentially.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But that's not an arc.
No.
You fucking idiots.
But she didn't.
Well, the insinuation was that, wasn't it?
Insinuation was there, but that was one of many things that they didn't bother to fucking go through with.
Yeah, it's not bother.
Well, he was holding her hand when so basically he jammed the knife in while he was forcing her to hold onto it.
Yeah.
She didn't murder anyone else except for Richard Brake, who definitely deserved it.
Yeah, but that was an actual misfire. Blew his fucking head off.
So everyone else she murdered was wearing a mask or was Richard Brake.
Yeah, so
who should wear a
well,
mask.
it's all self-defense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The question, why is the fucking hotel, which is 7 miles outside of town, which is, in our parlance is about 20k, why is it called the Venus Inn? Because to me, it's too far away from Venus.
Shouldn't be called the 20k from Venus Inn.
It should just be called the Inn. It should not be called the fucking Venus Inn.
That was hilarious because she actually says, there's only about 400 people in town. It's pretty much only one street. What, we couldn't fit a fucking inn there?
But why do we need an inn in a fucking shithole town like Venus?
Oh, my God.
Fuck. Yeah, there's 400 people, 200 of them are missing currently.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, that's right. We don't kill
Talk to the
anyone in
sheriff.
town.
He'll sort it out.
We only kill people who are driving through town so we can draw attention to ourselves.
He's got to be the only fucking sheriff in history that's got a 25-year gig where he hasn't solved anything. Not a one.
Well, you saw his method of doing work. It was fucking terrible.
Okay, well, there's fucking, there's this many 100 missing persons that I haven't solved, but neighbourhood disputes over chicken wire fences and stuff, all resolved.
Yeah.
Clean sheet.
Yeah, exactly. You've clean sheeted all the fucking misdemeanor work.
Yeah. When someone flung fucking cow dung over the fence onto someone else's bloody bed sheets or whatever.
Yeah.
we resolved all that amicably.
Yeah. The misdemeanor case involving who flung dung is 100% fucking solved. Like, imagine bringing that to your boss. But look at this. I got fucking 40 cases, misdemeanor cases. I nailed them. But there are missing people, dipshit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Don't worry about that.
Hell. The scene in the church. Talk about fucking laboured. Oh,
Yeah.
She turns up to the church. She looks around. She then decides it might be best to tickle the ivories when everyone's fucking looking for me.
When I'm that fucking, my sphincter's that tight. I duck and dodge when I see the police cruiser. But I come into
time for a fucking
a well-lit church and think, yeah, why not?
quick rendition of Piano Man.
Yeah. We'll throw a bit of skinny love in the mix. This is like,
then old mate turns up. They have a fucking shot of whiskey together. Talk a bit of fucking useless dribble about nothing.
so this is the exact scene where I thought I'm watching two reasonable actors realise we're on a sinking ship.
Yeah. Rennie's fucking sold us a pup.
Yeah. Two solid actors.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, what's his name? Gabriel Bassa. I actually think he's pretty rough over the entire series.
He is.
here.
I feel sorry for him though. I
don't think he's a bad actor. But yeah, the entire series he's been pretty rough. Madeline Petch had a couple of moments, but this is the moment where I'm watching them go, both of them looking at each other, go, we're fucked.
Yeah, no, they go. Did you get did the fucking check clear?
Did you buy an NFT? Yeah, you did. So did I.
Yeah.
NBA Top Shot? Yeah, me too.
that also there's all that bullshit about like Rennie zooming in on Jesus. And I'm like, Rennie, this is fucking easy meat. What are you trying to do? And then there's that whole thing about he starts talking about Cain and Abel. I'm like, fucking shut up.
Hand your fucking sad card over to
Gabriel.
Well, I'm going to pull back because we seem to be we're getting into a little bit of the run of the film now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull back.
Go back and
pull back.
Pull back. Yeah.
So pulling back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Why did you take me? Because you're here. That is the flattest delivery of that which has been in every fucking Strangers movie.
Yes.
That's as bad as it's been. So that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, kissing with the masks on. Lame.
Lame as. You're not even swap a spit. Come on, guys.
I saw that and I was like, fuck, Randy. Like, I was willing to give you another chance.
Do you blame Randy for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a visual aesthetic. Oh, this will look beautiful. He would have said, I'm sure.
Yeah. And just before that church scene, this is not, rather than a dislike, I'm going to just sort of tell you where my mental state was at this point, Adam.
Yeah.
When she started walking down the middle of the road,
Yeah.
my first thought was, fuck, here we go again. We are going to be treated to another 90 minutes of her
on the
on
run.
the lamb.
Lamb.
And it started that way a little bit.
Yeah,
there was a couple of moments where we got the same old shit of just wasting time, but thankfully it wasn't all that way. But yeah, so that was where I was at when we were heading into the church.
I do love
when she
the fact,
decides to wander into the church. I was like, oh shit, this might even be silly.
I love the fact too when she's walking along the road, she can't see the fucking police cruiser that's parked directly in the centre of the road until all the lights go on. She flinches like, oh shit, like, he's fucking right there.
Yeah.
Like, you should not have been. You should have been in the bushes.
Oh god!
For fuck's sake, your work on the lamb is shit.
Yeah, terrible. Watch a couple of episodes of Bear Grylls or something.
Yeah, Grylls.
Pick up a couple of pointers.
I mean, yeah, okay, Bear sometimes lies and goes and stays in a fucking hotel, but I'll tell you what,
yeah, but it wouldn't have been the bloody Venus Inn, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you ask Bear, is tomorrow there, he'd probably fucking kick your ass.
Yeah, exactly. He's talking about as soon as you say is Tamara there, he's fucking you close space or you fucking you close space or you make space.
Yeah, he's just fucking flogging the shit out of the bloke.
Definitely. And then he's telling you, look, I've left you with a couple of bumps and bruises, but I know how to get some clean water to wash that off. Not from that stream there. That will give you fucking some sort of bacterial infection.
And by the way, here's a snake skin full of my own piss. Just in case you need to pick me up. How dumb is Richard Brake, though? Question. When he gets out of his cruiser and leaves the fucking keys in the front, and then she drives off and you just see him standing there like,
yeah,
as if to say, what the fuck?
But, you know, the funny thing is I've looked at that and I'm like, well, this was another one of those. We spoke about this in part 2, how maddeningly fucking stupid it was that she kept screwing up and not getting out of there.
Yeah.
They just chuck another one in with the police car.
I know.
But then when you watch what he does, are we led to believe that he was meaning to do that and that when she ran off the road it was the other strangers?
It was. But
How
you can't
fucking silly.
But you can't mean to do that considering if she kept her fucking eyes on the road.
Yeah.
She could have just hoofed it down there out of Venus.
The whole plan banks on her not watching the road.
But also, she gets out onto the road. Next thing you know, 7 miles later, she's at the Venus Inn.
She's at the inn. That's right. They've put a blockade up there. So, well, you can't get any further. So, no, it's so, even when, like, so I did a little bit of, you know, sniffing around the fan sites, the Is Tamara Here fan site and Reddit and things like that to get other people's sort of takes on particular stuff. And one of them was, he did that on purpose. And I'm like, even if he did, that is the dumbest plan.
But why?
The dumbest.
Why even bother with that shit if you're only just going to run her off the road 2 seconds later?
That's what I mean. It's so stupid because
reveal-
we had 2 vehicles to chase her. We now have 1 because one of them's wrapped around a fucking tree.
That's the 3rd time in the series that idiot has run a fucking car into a tree. I mean,
God.
really, you do realise that you could have watched your other fucking rushes and said, "Oh shit, we've had several car accidents."
It's taken me 3 pictures to realise she might not be a licensed fucking driver.
Fucking hell, couldn't drive a finger up her ass, Jared. Fuck me.
Yeah, shocking.
I could not stop laughing when we finally find out that, you know, Ricky Brake had a son and he was a lunatic. And we go for a flashback where we try to de-age Ricky Brake via a slick back hairdo and some fucking harsh lighting on his face.
Yeah.
And the camera pointing up at him like this from the ground. I was just like, he still looks fucking 80.
Yeah, he's just got that face, doesn't he? You know, funnily enough, I looked at it. I'm like, they've actually done a decent job of de-aging him. They've made him look 80 instead of 150. So,
yeah, I'm fucking hell.
but we also go with a half-ass fucking Dexter. Like, oh shit, you killed someone. All right,
I'll cover it up.
Let's kick a couple of leaves over it.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. You go and get as many leaves as you can and come back. Should we bury him? Nah.
Leaves will do it. There's plenty of leaves.
Around here, no one checks. And plus, you know what? No one will be looking for this guy. He's got no family, has he?
That's right.
Oh no,
Yeah,
he's the youngest of 10. Oh shit! I'll be looking for him.
Let's talk about stretches in logic. Christ almighty.
They also practically race through that entire section
Yes.
about his son and the crimes he committed. It's fucking 2 minutes
It's
long.
a couple of minutes and they never fucking dip back into it.
No. Well, we feel like we covered it for you.
Well, it's one of a number of things that they don't cover.
Oh, no, but Reddy thought, no, we've
Sorry,
given
they did cover it in leaves. And not many.
Yeah, this movie is like that. Like, you're not even willing to bury it like in a shallow grave.
Ready? I've buried dog shit in more leaves than that. I've kicked more leaves over a pile of dog shit than you covered that body in.
Yeah. At least a fucking shallow grave, idiot. I mean,
A little bit of dirt.
It's something. Chuck some rocks over him. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So they race through all that shit, and it's been telegraphed from minute 1, as I said. Richard Brake is in on the gig. Like, no doubt about it.
Of course.
Like, and they try to do that in the diner in the first movie.
Yeah.
Is to showcase everyone's a bit weird, and then but Brake still stands out.
Of course. If everyone else is a bit weird, Brake is fucking like bizarro. Well, sort of. You just can't do it. You can't.
They should have used like a likable actor, like a likable presence that we might think, oh well, no, that they might help her.
Yeah. I don't dislike Richard Brake,
No.
but he is a guy where you look at and you're like, this is why some people get typecast in particular
This
roles.
is how you end up with role Coroner 1, where you talk about fucking a corpse.
I mean, Richard Brake is another way to say pigeonhole. Like it's kind
he's
of,
definitely pigeonhole.
it's the same, yeah.
Bringing the sister in, like you've had a 3-picture fucking run, and you bring the sister to town with an hour to go.
Yeah.
And then you do nothing with that.
And again, I looked at her and I was like, it's not a great acting performance, but then I pulled back and I'm like, well, again, nothing to do.
Yeah. And in fact, in like 2 scenes or 3 scenes, and then basically killed.
Yeah.
And the fucking bullshit her husband goes on with the gun in the fucking trailer they're in.
Oh,
I was just like,
don't even get me
my
started on that.
God.
Yeah. Like, brother, like, hold back a couple of those shots.
It's got 15 in the clip.
Well, not after he gets a slight nudge he gets a knock on the door.
He fucking pulls the trigger and holds it down.
Yeah. Yep.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
I think I'm pulling back again. I think this might have happened before all that. But gee whiz, Annie spilled some beans quickly, didn't she?
Yeah. The sheriff knows all about it.
Talking about singing like a canary.
No, and you've only been doing this for
press you.
15 years, you pricks.
We didn't offer cash. We didn't fucking step on your toe.
Yeah,
we didn't do anything.
We didn't get the big, burly, muscly security guy they have with them to come over and intimidate. They didn't even bother with that.
She just blurts it all out. But this goes to a deeper issue, is that whole scene suggested that very clearly that the whole town's in on it.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the diner looks at him and kind of goes, kind of looks the other way, like they've got knowledge of exactly what went on.
New
and some
people
of them
are in town, Jack.
Am I mistaken? But some of them look at Richard Brake.
I think so.
So, and then this Annie just goes and blurts all it. So, this to me says before the reshoots,
the whole town was in on it.
There was something to say that everybody had a role.
Yeah.
It's just when you watch it now, it ends there. And it's another thing that's just like
twisting in the wind.
You gave us nothing.
But also I the biggest laugh of the film. You've got the sister and her cronies in her car, sort of scooched down, watching as Ricky Brake drags a corpse out in broad daylight in a fucking body bag.
Which again seems to be he's done it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he says he's leading them somewhere. Yeah. But number one, they're not hidden. They're kind of...
Yeah, they're right there. They're parked next to him.
He's like, well, I know all 20 cars in this town. That's not one of them.
Correct. And then secondly, although when he drags out, it looks like something out of Naked Gun. He's fucking dragging it like fucking throwing it around. Oh, Richard.
I laughed heavily at that scene.
Richard.
Well. Yeah, very, very silly. Very silly.
The flashbacks did fuck all for me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, all it did was ruined any kind of momentum.
Okay, so which flashbacks in particular are we talking about?
Well, obviously the flashbacks of him as a young kid getting into trouble the first time, kicking some leaves over a corpse and that. Then we had the flashback of when they were about, teenagers?
Yep.
15, 16. Fucking boring, especially that whole bit with the guy coming up and going, hey, baby. What does he say? Hey, you buying some stuff there? She goes, I'm just buying some food. And he goes, can I help you pick it out?
He might be the worst. He might have taken out the worst actor in the series.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to have seen him get murdered. But I did also expect that, that other girl was the third.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna dive into this. So we just said they put the whole town as like we're all in on it. That amounted to nothing.
Nothing.
The way that they picked up the third stranger.
Yeah.
That was
nothing.
Dollface, was it?
Yeah. I can't remember. It's a Dollface.
There's two. Dollface and Pin-Up Girl. I get them mixed up all the time. I think it was Dollface that they picked up. Pin-Up Girl was the one that they killed already. Yes. But anyway, whichever one it was, that whole scene was it was devoid of. Because looking at that scene, if the rest of the movie's bad, that's where you can get something where people might watch it and go, gee, that scene was cool. It looked really good. The way that they entered the room and discovered what was going on, whatever. Just flat, nothing there.
Yeah.
But also amounts to nothing.
Zero.
And I think that might have been another one that suffered from something I'm going to bring up a little bit further down. But the last one for me is what you just mentioned, the flashbacks. Yeah. This might be my biggest dislike of the entire series. You've given us these flashbacks for
two movies. You didn't do it in the first movie.
I
don't think there was any.
I think there was a post-credit on the first one, or something like that. But anyway, you've lined this up for 3 pictures, basically 2.5 pictures. what you've given us. So the first movie was like, this is random. We don't know anything about these people.
Yeah.
You've gone, all right, well, we're going to take 3 movies to explain what's happening. What's happening is it's 2 kids who decided to start killing people at random.
Yeah.
Is that where we ended up?
That's where I got it. That's where I got from.
Because in school, we get all these scenes about how they're rearing animals, and then someone gets attacked by a boar, and then we're at school and someone likes Gregory or something like that, and the other girl decides to kill her. But essentially, it's all still a couple of people deciding to kill at random.
Yes,
because Gregory certainly picks it up pretty randomly.
Yeah.
So we took 3 pictures to explain it's all still pretty fucking random.
Yeah. What was the point of that, Randy?
What was the point? When we come back to just brushing the town part of it and digging into the flashbacks that explain, okay, well, there's 2 kids that just fucking randomly snapped. we took 3 pictures to get absolutely nowhere.
That's where this
3 pictures to swim in a fucking circle.
But that's the thing. This is where this is what really shits me. You've made money, right? So the producers are still happy because they've probably got back-end deals on this type of thing. But you have basically wasted our time for 3 movies.
Yep.
I've lost 4.5 hours.
I've lost more than that because I watched a couple of them twice.
Fucking hell. Like,
I think I'm 6 or 7 deep
I
at this
have
point.
lost some stuff.
Ready.
But I also
need financial compensation.
Yeah, give me a couple of points on the back end and I'll give you a decent review. I also did not understand the whole idea of like we're getting Madeline Pesh against her will to be involved to replace the previous girl.
Yeah, because that was another thing that was underdone.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Like
They didn't commit to any of these things. They put all these pieces on the board and just fucking left them sitting there.
And I couldn't stop laughing when she fucking grabs the knife off the other girl and stabs her. And she could have easily just yanked it out, turned around and fucking belted old mate because he was too busy hacking away without noticing.
Yeah.
But then she just decides to tackle the girl to the ground and stab her fucking repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like, just some of this shit was just so fucking... It was so stupid.
Yes.
I mean, I could go on and on and on. The muscle security guy turning to the husband and going, do you know how to use this? And holding the gun out face fucking barrel first at him. And I'm like,
yeah, do you know how
not
to use
like
this?
that, fuck
Oh,
with
shit.
it. Not
Sorry.
like that. You fucking moron.
That's another Naked Gun scene ready to go. Yeah, how to use this? Do you know how to use this?
Yes. The killers also seem to have a Jason-like lair.
They do.
It does have Jason-esque.
Yeah.
They've probably also done some
Another shitty idea.
electrical fucking stupid idea. Fucking hell.
Sorry.
And then we finally get to a showdown between her and Sackface.
Yeah. A showdown or a chat?
And
A
it
stern
is
chat.
just so fucking flat
So boring.
and so boring.
But it appears to be referencing things that they just fucking cut out of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is where what you were talking about, the whole idea of her joining them
Yes.
is just sort of, it appears to be another victim of something that you've cut out.
So what did they cut out? And I almost gave a like to
don't
Nights in
really
White
know.
Satin.
We don't really, fucking hell.
But why?
Did you?
Almost.
Holy shit. That's how bad it was.
But I don't get, why didn't you clean it up?
Okay, so from I don't know. There's been leaks of stuff. Apparently Rennie's got a reality show a Finnish reality show called The Harlands, which apparently there's some people that have got info about this stuff from.
He's got a Finnish reality show.
Well, what I heard was there was a Finnish reality show called The Harlands, and there was a discussion of a reality show style something or other to do with the strangers, and I was like, oh Jesus! I stopped reading there. But There was definitely two strangers that were supposed to be
In the
from
film.
the first one,
Yeah.
which surely one of them had to be Richard Brake.
Oh, definitely.
So
definitely.
definitely one of them was Richard
See,
Brake.
he's fucking 85-year-old
I think
ass.
one of them was called Skullface, and I'm tagging him with. That
Yeah.
was definitely.
He didn't have to wear a mask.
He didn't. He was just clean. It was Richard Brake. Skullface is here, but there was Skull something and Witch Face or something. There was two other strangers that were confirmed. They were in the credits and stuff like that. So
But they weren't in the movie.
They were removed from the get go. But then in the reshoots, and I'll tell you where I noticed it in this one. There's many points where someone probably shouldn't be bothering wearing a mask, but they are.
Yes.
And that was noticeable. And then when I looked at it afterwards, it was because Gabriel Basso and the other girl, Dollface,
Yeah.
were both unavailable for reshoots. So that's why we've got a lot of them strutting around in masks when it seems like maybe they shouldn't be.
Oh, man.
So that's where you kind of see possibly the weight of like why you should have just stuck with what you had, whatever it was. Because it couldn't have been worse than just shooting those people not speaking.
Well, here's a question for you. Is this Rennie's fault? Or is this producer mandate? I mean, there's fucking 50 producers on this movie.
Well, it seems, it's got to be a fucking.
There is. There's like
and-
5 producers and then about 1 million exec producers.
Yeah. At this point, it's a group.
It's
group
a
session.
It's a think tank who
Yeah.
didn't fucking bother to think.
It's a tank that has come to this decision that we need to reshoot everything.
Because, we all know that producers are fucking notorious for this kind of, here's a producer's note, something that fucking has no bearing on shit.
Well, look, I'll take Rennie out of that. I'll take Rennie. I'll say, all right, I'll give Rennie a pass for maybe it was a group decision that we need to reshoot everything.
Yeah.
What I can't absolve Rennie of is there is not a shred of tension in almost the whole series.
No.
Even the first one, the first one's as close as you could get to saying there was a bit of excitement, there was a bit of tension in there. And I think we both gave it 1.5 or something like that.
There's no buzz, I can say that much.
But 2 and 3, all right, you had to reshoot, but you managed to make
it worse.
If you're going to say, right, they've compromised my story, you're going to have to say, all right, give me a couple of scenes where I'm just really, it's going to be fucking awesome. There's going to be blood everywhere. There's going to be this or there's that.
Yeah.
And I know, look, The Strangers is not, the original Strangers is not noted for the blood and guts, but I tell you, if this is what I got handed down to say, we're going to reshoot this and that and this and we're going to gut your film, it's like, well, fuck. All right, well, I'm going to do something other than have Scarecrow swing an axe.
Yes.
Because that's all we got.
Yes, and even by gore standards, it didn't even kind of like commit to that.
No.
Like it should have committed to that. Gory kills, interesting kills, shit like that. Like like your classic slasher movies, Jared.
Well, that's all you had. It seems like that's all you got left with.
That's it for me. I'm not going to go any further.
All right, I got one more thing to bring up.
Yeah.
We started with another scroll.
Yeah.
And this one seems to imply, all right, well, the whole basis of this is we're placing the victims as the strangers. So we're going to follow the strangers or we're going to...
Yeah.
How did you find that?
No, that didn't work. But strangely enough, exactly like everything else they tried.
Yeah.
It was like throwing shit at the wall,
Yeah.
but none of it stuck.
So as soon as I read that, I'm like, okay, so did someone have the idea, all right, well, we'll make a Strangers movie, but it's all going to be from the Strangers' point of view, which would lean into flashbacks and lean into unraveling the story.
But
And then we don't do any of that. So fucking rub the screen. Get rid of it. Say, listen, you know that thing we put at the start?
Get rid of it.
That might have been something, another way to approach this. After we reshot everything, none of that's in there.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we should cut that?
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Just leave it in there.
And that's the problem. It's clearly compromised, but it's not, even if it wasn't compromised, it was probably shit anyway.
Yeah.
But this has made it even more worse.
But this is where I'm like, you may as well have just stuck, because if your bad ideas were at least whole town's in on it, there might be different people wearing the masks at different times.
Yeah.
There might be, right, we're going to show a lot more of it from the strangers before they knock on someone's door and say, is Tamara here?
Yeah.
Okay, it might still be shit, but it couldn't be worse than this.
No.
Could not, surely.
I don't think so. I don't know how it would be.
Yeah.
You know how I categorise this series? Because they're all made in like a 2-year period.
Yeah.
It's like your dog went out and did 3 shits in the yard in one day.
Yeah.
And you got to pick all them up.
Yeah. And then on the first one, you said, I picked that one up and it wasn't what I expected. So I'm going to let the other ones go, the other 2 go powdery and white. And then I'm going to wait to pick them up until she's dropped another loaf on top of each one of those.
But you know what? The third one I stepped in.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's clearly
and
what's
I can see sprinklings of the white powder underneath the first 2, but not enough to really know that it's actually the turd that I started with.
Oh, Jared.
This is bad.
This is one of the worst series that you could have ever... Like, I'm not joking. This is the worst 3 horror movies made in a short stretch of time as badly as this is hard to fathom.
Like, when we first hear about this, there's a hint of there's 3 Strangers movies coming.
I'm all over it.
Well, all over it, but also 3 movies. There must be something really on here to say, yeah, we commit to that before.
We've got things to say, Jared.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
That's what I think. That's exactly what I think. So we go in with like high hopes, and then for 3 straight movies, we have them shoveled back in our face.
Dashed repeatedly.
I mean, I went into I watched the first one. We've noted many times that we thought it was rubbish, and so did the girl behind us, who loudly proclaimed, "What a pile of shit!"
Yeah, imagine if she'd have been of this.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
But then we come out of the first one going, "Oh well, at least the second one will be all right. We're going to branch out and start explaining.
We're going to find more."
That's where we've placed it. We watch the second one and go, oh, shit, that was bad. But at least the third one, they're going to tie it all up with a nice, neat bow that might recontextualise some of the stuff that we've seen.
Yeah.
We finished the third one thinking, I'd like to get in a ring Uwe Boll style with Randy Harlan. Raging Boll.
You know what? They didn't tie it up in a neat bow. They just tied it in multiple fucking bows, so it's just a big pile of shit.
Yeah, there was 7 bows around it, and none of them were tied up.
Speaking of Uwe Boll, I would have preferred the director's
Yeah, let's do it. Uwe Boll's Strangers. I'm up for it. At this point.
Because you know what? He lives in fucking Czechoslovakia.
You get that shit done on a shoestring.
Exactly.
He looks at the budget and says, 8 million? Fucking hell. You guys got ripped off.
Yeah. What did you spend it on?
Yeah. 8 mil. How many movies did you make? 20?
He's like, you made 3 movies for 8 mil a piece. Holy shit.
I'll give you a catalogue.
I can give you a fucking Netflix amount of shit.
But you brought up an interesting point there. When does Netflix get a knock on Uwe Boll's door and just say, listen, this has been bound to happen for years. Let's do it. Boll, Netflix, the long-awaited pairing.
Oh, fucking hell. I'd love to see that. Could you imagine what would happen? Fuck me.
He'd be like a pig in shit with the Netflix money. I feel like I can do things I've never been able to do before.
Like hire proper cameras.
Yeah. Fellas, drop those Super 8s. We're in business.
Yeah. Drop the handycams and pick up the steadicam.
This is going to be awesome. Honestly, if they came to Uwe with a deal, we would have House of the Dead's 1 through 10
if I see
in days.
An Uwe Boll film on Netflix, I'm fucking going off.
I would watch it straight away.
That might be the only reason why I cancelled Netflix.
Watch it straight away.
Pointed out they're handing money to fucking Uwe Boll. Jesus Christ. That was The Strangers Chapter 3, but that's the worst movie we've watched in a while.
It's the worst we've watched in a while.
Definitely.
I feel kind of delirious after watching it.
I keep making veiled threats about taking fucking Reddy's SAG card, but I'm fucking not joking. Exactly. Although this shark picture could turn things
He's driven me to violent thoughts, which I've never had before, until I wander into his shark picture and think he's back. He's back, baby.
I mean, honestly, the guy's having his second crack at the Bulls Raw.
Yeah, of course. Of course. One of the few that got within the
Well, he got to 3 stars.
That's right. One of a select category. That's like the Hall of Fame of... There should be a Hall of Fame of shark movies other than Jaws. It's anything over 3 stars.
Fucking 3 stars max. All right, you can find us on Podomatic, iTunes and Spotify and wherever else you get your podcasts. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au or on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com and Instagram at Thrill Me Podcast AU. Rate and review us wherever you can find the podcast and keep an eye on the Facebook page for details of our next movie. But until then, take it easy, everyone, and we'll catch you all later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.